take 3. Well, this is video number 3. This is a request from one of the ladies at Rising Moments. So this is going to be lamb hot pot. So I'm going to talk you through it. Very, very straightforward. Really delicious, hearty meal. Okay, so the first thing, I'll make sure my hands are washed. Okay, so we wash our hands. Okay, and I've got about 600 grams of lamb here. Now, the first thing that you want to be doing, I'll use this knife, is trying to cut off as much of the fat as possible from the lamb. I've trimmed most of this lamb. And then when you've trimmed it, what you're going to be doing is you're going to cut it into little cubes, quite sort of chunky cubes, so about this sort of big. So we're going to cut the lamb up. And this was quite reasonable. This was about, I think it's £4.50 for this bit of lamb. So it's not expensive. Really tasty meat. We're going to cut this up into some cubes. It doesn't matter if there's a little bit of the fat still on the lamb. Quite a big chunk. Okay, chop them up. There we go. Okay, nice and chopped. Okay, so when we've chopped our lamb, what we're going to do is we're going to brown it. We've got to brown it on both sides of the meat. So a little bit of oil in our pan. There we go. I'll wash my hands in a minute. Okay, so we get that warm. There's a wash. Okay, so we're going to get some heat through. Spatula. Okay, so it doesn't need to be cooked for very long. We just want to get it brown on both sides. Now, because it's going to go in the oven, I'm going to use this cooking pot to cook my hot pot. Now, if I was using gas, I would just do it in here, but because this is an induction hob, I've got to cook it in a special pan. Okay, so while that's cooking, we're going to turn the oven on. Now, we want the oven on about 160 degrees. So I'm going to turn the oven on because we need the oven to warm up. So we're cooking our lamb. Brown it on both sides, and then once it's brown, we're going to put it. I'm going to put it. You can put it onto a plate. And I'm going to put it into my pot. Okay. Just flip it so it's all brown on both sides. Okay, you can see it's starting to cook. These are quite good, chunky pieces of lamb I've cut as well. It doesn't matter if you burn it a little bit, but what you're trying to do is to keep in all the flavour of the lamb by doing this. Put that one over. It smells really lovely as well. Okay, just flip them all over. Okay, so we're going to make sure that's all lovely and brown. So keep it in there for a little bit longer before we start cooking our vegetables. Move it around a little bit. I'm doing quite a small one here. But obviously, if there's more people in your family, just use a little bit more lamb. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to put that meat that's brown. We're just going to put it into my pan here. Okay, it's still a little bit pink. But we're keeping some of the juices. Okay, so we've got the juices in there. Okay, turn them off a second. Okay, so then we need 2 onions. Onions. And we're going to use 4 carrots and 4 sticks of celery. And what we're going to do is we're going to roughly chop all of our vegetables. In video 4, I think I will raise this table a little bit because it is quite low. I'm kind of like crouching. We're going to peel our onion. Now, unfortunately, my really sharp knife is the one I've chopped up my meat with. So we're going to peel our onion and move those carrots out of the way. peel this onion apart. These are quite big onions. Okay, so we're going to roughly chop them, so I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. So hopefully you're looking at the other recipes and downloading the recipe cards and the ingredients. This is a very simple recipe as well. Okay, so we're going to cut the onion in half, and then all we're going to do is just have it quite chunky onion. So it's not going to be finely diced at all. So we're going to chop it in half. Okay, and we're going to get the onion into our pan, into our other one. Chop it in half. And this will cook down when we're doing our stew anyway, so it will cook down. Okay, so get our onion in there. Now that's in all the juice, so I'm going to get that on. Start that cooking. Now with our carrots, I've washed these carrots, I'm not going to peel them. And all we're going to do is they're going to be chopped at this sort of size. So we're talking quite big pieces of carrot. Don't need to be really finely chopped. It's going to be quite a kind of hearty stew this. Chop our carrots. Okay, we've got our carrots in. Give it a little stir while it's cooking. I'm going to put a little tiny bit more oil in as well. Turn it down a little bit. Okay, let's get the rest of our carrot in. So I'm using 4 medium-sized carrots for this recipe. Chop the end off that one. Making sure don't chop the pieces. Get that one in there as well. I'm going to just cook this up a little bit. It's in the juices of the lamb. And then we're going to have 4 sticks of celery, which you want to chop quite finely. Get rid of this bit. Okay. And celery in stew, really, really delicious. So you're chopping this up. It's a very, very sweety table. So we're going for 4 pieces of celery here. We're going to get the celery in there. That's all our veg. Okay. We'll get our bit and just give this a little stir. Get this mixing up. Now we want it on quite a high heat. Get this veg. And this is all going to go back into the pot with the meat in it. Okay, so then we're going to need some, I'm going to put some rosemary and some mixed herbs in here. Now if you've got rosemary in your garden, just use some fresh rosemary. I haven't got any fresh rosemary, so I'm going to use some dried rosemary. Just give it a little sprinkle. And I'm also going to put some mixed herbs onto the vegetables as well. And then that will all flavour the meat. Well, make it really delicious. Okay, we'll just give it a little stir. Ooh. And you can see I'm just starting to char the onions a little bit. Turn that down a tiny bit. Okay, so just got our vegetables cooked in there. Really delicious. Okay. And then it seems like quite an odd ingredient. I'm going to add a little spoonful of flour onto my vegetables. Just 1 spoonful. There it goes everywhere. So I'm just going to put a little spoonful of flour on my vegetables. And then mix all that in. Okay, while they're cooking, okay, what I want to do, I'm going to make some stock. Okay, so for the stock, I'm going to add something to it as well. I'm going to add some Worcester sauce. What I need to do is add 2 spoonfuls of Worcester sauce into my measuring cylinder. 2 of those. Okay, and then I'm going to add a beef stocking. Now, if you haven't got, this is a stock pot. If you haven't got one of these, you can use an OXO cube. If you haven't got any of those, you can use a veggie stock. I'll turn those off in a minute. So I'm going to put my stock cube in. These are quite strange things, these, but they do taste really good when you make the stock. And to that I'm going to add 500 ml of boiling water. Okay, so I think these are ready. So I'm going to pour my vegetables into here, into the meat. Okay, so there's lots of veggies in here. Got our lamb. Okay, and just mix it all around with the meat. Okay, so it's all mixed in. Okay, so we've got a real mixed bag of vegetables here and lamb. Okay, so I've got my stock ready. So I'm going to add 500 ml of boiling water to my stock cube. Remember, I've got my Worcester sauce in there as well. Be really careful. Okay, here we go. Give it a little stir. Okay, and we also need a little bit of tomato puree. So we need 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, 2 really big squirts. So we put 2 big squirts in. If you put too much in, it doesn't really matter. So we put 2 big squirts in. And there's not a huge amount more to this recipe. So we mix up our stock cube. Give it a little stir. They're quite strange, these little cubes. I don't know how to describe it really. They're kind of really gooey and jelly-like. So we give it a stir. And then we're going to add that to our pot. Okay, and mix it all in. Now what you need to do then is, if you've got this on the gas or the electric, which I can't do on here, is you then need to bring that to the boil. So bring it to the boil, and then once it boils and bubbles, what you need to do is then turn off the heat. So you've got it here in your pot, lots of sauce around it. Bring it to the boil and then turn off the heat. Okay? And that's nearly it for the recipe. Apart from we're going to layer some potato on the top. Okay, so to do the potato, move this out of the way, what we're going to do is we're going to slice the potato really thin. So we're going to take some potatoes, and these are floury potatoes, you call them. Okay, so we're going to slice it really thin. Being really careful with our knife and our fingers. And what we're going to do with these potatoes is we're just going to layer them on top. Well, this knife is not the greatest knife. So I'm going to get another knife. So we're going to lay them on top. Here we go. This is very sharp knife, so that's very careful with my fingers. So you're going to cut your potatoes quite thin, and then what you're going to do is you're just going to layer them on top and cover your lamb hot pot with a thin layer of potato. I'm going to do a few more. Try the end of that one. I haven't skinned them, I've washed them. The skin of a potato has got loads and loads of vitamin C in it, so it's really good for you. So it's much better to leave the skins on, and it also gives a bit of a nicer flavour. I'm now being attacked by a cat, who is quite keen to have some lamb. So a bit of salt and pepper on the top. Well, this is layer number 1. So put a little bit of salt on the top and a bit of pepper. So in terms of preparation, it doesn't take very long to prepare this meal. So cut it really, really thin. And then when you serve it, when you cooked it all, you could serve it with peas, you could serve it with some cabbage, or you could just have it on its own with some really nice crusty bread. So I'm just going to chop up a couple more pieces. Now you can layer it 2 or 3 times. Okay, pieces of potato. So So we're just going to layer them on the top. Looking good. End off that one. So I need 2 more slices. It doesn't use a massive potato. This is quite a small pan though. Okay, and then some salt on the top. And some pepper. Okay, and this is what it's going to look. This is our hot pot. Very, very straightforward. Then we're going to put our lid on the hot pot. And then we're going to put it in the oven at 160 to 180 degrees C. And then we're going to cook it for an hour and 45 minutes. Just leave it in the oven with the lid on for an hour and 45 minutes. And in the last 15 minutes, what you want to do is very carefully with oven gloves, take the lid on for 15 more minutes, let it cook, and then what will happen is those potatoes will go really crispy on the top. Okay? Now this is going to be a bit like a repeater, but I have made another one. So what I'm going to do is take one out that's already cooked. So I'll get this out of the oven. This is red hot. Slightly bigger pan, this one. So I'm going to put this one in. So that's going to go in for an hour and 45 minutes. So this one has already been cooked. Ooh. Right, let's put that on there. Okay, so this is what it looks like after it's been cooked. So it goes crispy on the top. I'm just going to spoon some into a bowl. Grab a fork. So I'll show you what it is. There's lots of liquid still in here. Okay, so I really love that. Okay, so we've got tender pieces of lamb cooked in the sauce. It's quite tomatoey, and then we've got soft carrot and then crispy potato on the top. Oh, that's pretty good. And the pieces of onion are all soft as well, and there's a piece of carrot down. So that is Lancashire lamb hot pot, and the potato is really crispy. And the sauce, with the Worcester sauce, makes it a really delicious, hearty meal. So enjoy. That's the rising moments, that's a special one. So any more requests, keep them coming in, and then we'll put up video number 4. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. I still haven't made the vegetable soup, so it might be the vegetable soup. Good luck, download the recipe. It's very simple instructions, and I hope you enjoy it.